Live life so that you create good vibes. The good vibes. Live life so that you radiate good vibes. The good vibes. Live life so that you generate good vibes. The good vibes. Live life so as to emanate good vibes. The good vibes. Spread the message of your life with good vibes. With good vibes. With good vibes. Welcome to the Good Vibes Podcast. Hey my friends, and welcome to the Good Vibes Podcast. It's your host Tushar again, and this podcast is ready and created for you just one day before its upload. And I've started this new thing, if you didn't know, of updating you about my current life in a brief minute before the podcast starts. So that's why I'm just recording this now. And currently there are 1297 total listens to the podcast, 1297 listens, and there are 19 countries, listeners from 19 countries, and Russia is the latest country to add the listenership list. FIFA is going on in Russia, so I think someone wanted the good vibes there. So that's the update about the statistics about the podcast. And things are going great. I've got my friends to collaborate with me, and you're going to be seeing a lot of new artwork coming out for the podcast. A friend of mine, Manasi Patankar, her Instagram ID is zonerstoner07. I'll put that down in the link somewhere. You can go and follow her art. She's going to be providing the artwork for Impatience and promoting this whole series of this podcast. She's going to be providing the artwork for this podcast, and she has some really amazing work. You must go and check it out. Then I have also launched a newspaper called the Tushar Times, which you must check out. I've posted the link of the Tushar Times newspaper Instagram fan page account in the description. Go and check that out. That's about my life, and I've written it in a very humorous way, as if it was a newspaper article being reported in a major paper. And it's controversial. I make fun of my friends, and I have a lot of fun. It's just a good read. You'd get to know, you'd get an idea of the kind of life that I am living. Also further, since I'm going to start my Patreon page very soon, so you can all support me over there. I'm going to start a Pinterest page, a Tumblr page, and a Twitter handle, so I can reach out to you in better ways. A YouTube channel is on its way, but these are all baby steps. I'm going to keep updating you of what I accomplish and when I accomplish whatever it is. But you will be informed. And I'm planning a lot of good content for you. So just be waiting for that and be patient. And the surprising thing is, today's podcast title is called Impatience. And I'm facing a lot of that now. But every once in a while I have to just calm myself down and focus on what I'm doing and giving as much as I can in the best way possible wherever I am. So I hope you enjoy this podcast thoroughly. And if you want to collaborate with me on a podcast, just email me at Tushar, the evolved learner @gmail.com. Tushar has two A's, Tushaar, the THE, evolved learner, EVOLVEDLEARNER @gmail.com. Even if you want to post ads or if you want to promote a product of yours, I'm open and I'm willing to experiment on this podcast. I already have 1,300 listeners, and it's going to grow very soon. My Instagram pages are growing, and it's all like the statistics are all going up. So I'll keep you updated, and you know how to reach me. You can reach me through Instagram, your local podcaster, your space local space podcaster, and space means under dash. You can reach me on Facebook on my page, The Tushar Times, or the page, The Good Vibes Podcast, which has an orange logo. You can reach me on Twitter, but Twitter I'll keep you updated for next time. It's not yet completely set up. So that was the update for now. Enjoy the podcast, Impatience.
Hey, my friends, and welcome back here to the Good Vibes. Today we are talking about impatience. And why this topic? Because half of the people who listen to podcasts don't reach the end of it because of what we're talking about today. Impatience. And I had a really nice experience with this whole concept of impatience, and this was pretty recent. So let me give you a brief background to what and why I am covering this topic. So in our college, we're meeting new people every single day. And after the initial meet, now we have to get to know the person a little more. And because there's so many new people, we including me, I observed and found myself shifting conversations with people very fast. So if I meet, let's say, if I meet Himang, I talk to him for 2 minutes, and then I feel I better get into another conversation. So then I get into a conversation with Radha. So do you get me? I caught myself shifting between conversations. And once I observed myself doing it, I observed other people doing it too. And it was the tendency to get on, or the feeling was to get on into the perfect conversation, or get on into a really exciting conversation and be in that, because that's what people want. That's what you want. You want a really nice conversation, and that's not wrong to want something like that. But we don't give it time. Do you get me? So let's look at this in another perspective. Often we skip things halfway because we feel it's not worth it, or it's not working out, or it's not as exciting as it should be. We're in a world of instant everything. Instant results, instant entertainment, instant happiness. We're in this world of instant everything that it's become difficult, and it's going to take some time to get used to the fact that we have to let things complete its course. We have to let some things complete their duration. Only then are we ready to judge or have an opinion on that. Because of our habit of taking opinions and judgments too quickly, we're actually missing out on the real value of how things could actually shape up. So the next day after I observed myself, I decided not to keep jumping onto new conversations and talking to everybody I can meet, because there's so many new people. There are 300 new students in our batch, and you can probably go hopping and meet a new person every 5 minutes, and that can take up all your time. But rather than that, I decided to sit down and have one proper conversation with 1, 2, or 3 people at max. One place, just sit down, you meet one person and talk it out, talk with them, and do it to your best. And even though it might not be the most exciting in the start, it might not start out the way you want, you can always shape that in the middle and get what you want in the end, a good conversation. That's what I found out, and it helped me a lot, because when you just give yourself, or when you train yourself to have the patience to let things complete their course, that's when you gain the total insight of the whole thing. That's when you understand the whole concept. That's when you get the real value. Do you understand me? The real value. The real value is not in the initial 5 minutes of talking. The real value is much deeper. It's inside of whatever you're trying to pursue or achieve. And I related this with me watching some inspiring speeches or talks. Very often I would see about, if it was a 50-minute speech, I would see about 5-10 minutes and skip on to the next one, because YouTube has this option of just switch changing, like in a click you can just switch. But that way I was just gaining 5 minutes of 10 podcasts, and that was becoming 50 minutes anyway. So rather than that, I decided to just see one video to its completion and then gain the complete insight of the whole thing, gain the complete value of the whole thing. And this was not entertainment, this was real core good thoughts, something of this sort which I'm trying to do. And when I heard the whole thing, I realized I'm gaining more value by doing something completely rather than seeing something halfway through or fast forwarding the whole thing. So let's bring this in comparison with your life. Where's some place in your life that you're trying to fast forward or skip it through? You're trying to cut it short or find a faster way. What's one thing in your life that you're being impatient about, that you're not able to let it flow completely? Because if we take the example of our lives, many of us always want to be occupied in something or the other, and these are very, very mini tasks. So we want to do something, and once we are bored, we want to do something else. Once we are bored, we want to do something else. And this comes back to this concept of impatience. Once we tell ourselves that we need to do this one thing to completion, we probably gain the most value from that one thing than 10 things done half or just started. And this one thing will give you really, really powerful insights. And even if it doesn't work out the way you want, that's an insight too. It's not like you didn't gain from anything, because there's never a situation where you don't grow or learn. It's up to you to realize that every situation you are in, you are learning and growing. If you're not able to have, or if you're not able to create that excitement for yourself in the activity you're doing, and that's why you're skipping, that's a learning for you. That means you need to work on something, you need to work in some area of your life to create that excitement so that you can feel good about what you're doing. And yeah, that was the core message of the podcast. Cultivate patience. Let things have their natural course. Give the things in your life their due course. Think about it. Maybe it may just be a conversation with your family, and you're getting impatient about what's happening. Maybe just give it its due course. Go with the flow and see how things turn out. But do it to completion. If you're starting a project, or if you're starting a new hobby, give it its time and do it to completion, because there's a lot to learn once you have a mission or once you have a goal. And in the path, you're going to learn so much, and it's going to test you in so many ways that it's completely worth the patience and time and effort that you're going to dedicate to that project. Even, let's say, podcasting for me, it's a long time project, and when I cultivate the patience to do this for weeks and weeks and months, it teaches me a lot. And you don't get this I wouldn't have got this if it was just a 4-week project. Because the real learnings, they just keep getting deeper, and you need to keep doing it on and on. You need to keep cultivating this patience so that you reach those learnings. And I think that was today's message, to cultivate the patience within yourself, to let things have their due course. So don't interfere within them, or don't try to stop them. Of course, this doesn't apply to everything in your life. Some things which are harmful and not aligning to your mission, stop them. I'm not telling you to complete them too, but just think about it. Don't stop everything. Don't quit on everything. Don't give up on anything so fast. Just give it some more time. Don't, like, when you have the thought of giving up on something, just give it some more time, some more love, and some more compassion, so that it may bloom. Because you can't force a bud to open up. It's going to take its due course of time. And there's a nice example to this, that a bamboo takes 7 years in developing its root system. 7 years. And you won't even know that thing is growing, because it's just a sapling for 7 years. And once its root foundation is clear, it shoots up like anything. It shoots up 20 feet. It shoots up, I think, 5 feet per day or something. There's some kind of stats to that. But that's an amazing insight. But if you feel that this bamboo is not growing at all, and you keep plucking it out every day to check its progress, you're not going to get a bamboo shoot. You're going to get nothing. So that's why, look at the things you're doing, analyze it, and let that bamboo shoot grow. Because it's going to grow tall when it has that root system for it. And cultivate that patience, and let's see where that takes you. And you can take it wherever you want, because that's a major life lesson. That was today's podcast, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll meet you again next time. See you.
Hey, my friends, did you enjoy this podcast? If you did, do rate, review, and subscribe to it on iTunes or whichever app or application you are using. And if you feel someone in your life needs to hear this message, don't think twice about sharing it. Or if you feel this inspires you to record one of your own podcasts, go ahead and spread the good vibes. Of your life with good vibes, with good vibes.